What is up, guys? Hey, listen, as promised, today is the day. The freehand, oh wow, my paper's wet. Freehand serape with a wet paper. That's supposed to be what I'm gonna be looking at, but I guess I'll look at this one. Hey, if you don't remember this one from the last video where I did the tape lines and the airbrush, this time, training wheels are off, baby. We're going airbrush and no tape at all. Same colors. Look at these beauties right here. I can just look at these and hold these together, but we're gonna use them and we're gonna put them on the tumbler. Freehand serape. Serape. I have so much trouble with this. Serapa. No. You're an idiot. Serape. That's the stinking word. Why is that so hard? Wow. Okay, anyway, but this is beautiful. Stay tuned to the end. I'll have a link to this video right here at the end of the video, but you're not gonna wanna miss this free-handed serape that we're about to do with the airbrush. Let's get going. All right, for our first order of business, we wanna measure this. And I know from experience, this is 8 inches because this is a Steel Magnolia 20-ounce tumbler and it's 8 inches on the dot. So we want 4 sections like a green, blue, orange, red on that one. Not gonna do any fringe on this. So we're gonna go 2 inches each. Just 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. Mark your pencil line every 2 inches. And then the bottom, of course, you won't mark it. Then you can either do this one of 2 or 5 ways. You can turn this thing on and try to hold your little pencil smooth and steady and draw it. You can put a piece of tape and trace it around, or you can put it like this, put it on table. Let's say this is the right way. Hold it down straight and then turn it nice and smooth. It's good if you have something really flat, really smooth. I like to use a glass cutting board just as a little insider's tip, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna draw some lines on this. I did this one right here. I was doing a little test. I don't know if you could even see that, but there's a line right here all the way around. Did a little test with it spinning, and you just wanna go lightly. Like this is just a guideline. You want it to be as straight as possible. This will set the mood for where you're going, okay? All right, one tip I wanna give you, oh, not this one yet, is use a level. If you rest it on it, it's not gonna hurt it. Get your pencil and hold it and let it just go. It's better if you have your hand on the table, the level on the table, and then rest the level up against the tumbler and then just rest the end of the pencil on the cup as it turns around and it makes it all the way around. You can adjust as you need. And that's where this comes in. This tool right here. If you've been on the channel for a while, you've seen me use this tool many, many times. And what it is, it's an eraser pencil. It's so often overlooked, but this thing is super valuable. I can't tell you how many times this has saved the day when I got some alcohol ink where I didn't want to, or it seeped under some tape, or even these pencil lines that I don't really like. They're a little too dark, so all I'm doing is just lightening them up a little bit. Like sure, black is gonna go over it, but I really wanna show you that. It's super valuable. And I'll tell you what, I'll put a link to these bad boys in the description so you can just grab it and thank me later. All right, you got your 3 lines. I'm gonna do black on the bottom, black on the top. Here comes your bravery test. Now listen, it's okay if you're not comfortable with this, but I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks to try to help you get as steady as possible so you can just go for it, you know? Don't be scared. You'll never figure it out if you don't just try it. Mess up a few times, that's fine. What you're gonna wanna do to help make this the most successful chance possible is find something that you can prop your hand on. You can literally get a block of wood or anything that you put your hand at a comfortable position that you can hold steady. Now, me, for some reason, I chose a nice rolling rolling thing of tape, but I feel like I could hold it steady. And I'm gonna start at the end right here. I want it a little bit larger. So I got my hand here. I like to prop my finger on it. Got my hand propped up on the tape here. It's just whatever's comfortable. Just try a few things. I'm gonna start back here. I'm holding back a little further. You wanna pull gently. Got your air on always. Pull gently till you get your area where you want it. You see it start showing up. There we go, now start. You see the black coming around, try to be as steady as possible. Probably don't want to talk, but whatever. I'm literally gonna put a nice black layer around the whole top. If you go around more than one time, that's fine. This will act like, if you remember on the tape video, when I did the black line, the transparent alcohol ink colors don't go over the black. like it doesn't show up. So this will be like a little guard barrier for you. And you don't have to make it this wide. You do it literally however you want, just so you have a nice little border that went around like that, boom. If you can see if the dot pattern is a little splotchy, you can either go up with air or just mix in a little bit of rubbing alcohol into your mix and then keep moving. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go with the first stripe. Now for this one, I wanna go kind of close. Position yourself where you can be really still and that you can get kind of close. See if there's any junk on the end of your needle. Mine's good. Give a little blowout for good measure and then start. Pull back gently till you see your line. There it is. Pull back a little more. I'm a little wobbly. I think I'd like a little bit more pulled back. My hand is not holding steady. I'm not in a good position, but I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna let it go around again. Boom, we touched. As you can see, it's not the perfect, but we'll get there. We can hold back, go around several times. Now this is where you wish your turner where it turned a little bit faster. It's got a little wobble here and there. My tape, like I said, what genius picks out a roll of tape that moves to, oh, I know what I didn't do. I didn't put, if you can see down here, my palm on the table. That's why it wasn't as smooth. So let's do a little better on this one. What do you think? Give it a little blowout, good measure. Get in good position where you can see. Pull back gently and start. Just go for it. Pull back a little more. Yep, I liking this. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Just keep it steady. We touched and we're gonna go around again. So I feel like I didn't pull back a lot and it didn't get dark enough. Just gonna darken it up a little more. Now you wanna be gentle with alcohol inks because they can get a little runny. That's why you wanna go nice and slow. Now, this is where patience comes in. A little bit of endurance. You might get a little crampage in your hand. You can always stop and come back. Get your needle lined up in the right position. Put your hands right. Clean off. You might have a little tip dry. Clean that off. Do it again. Finish up. Go back and do it over again if you want to. Just remember, start off nice and slow. Pull back and let it roll. I'm getting a little cross-eyed here. Pull back a little more. Yeah, I like that. That's looking really good. Yep, I wish this turner would go a little faster. Boom, done. There's two lines. We got one more and then the bottom gist. You see how it's done. Go try it for yourself. And I come back, I'll have these guys done here. I might black out the whole bottom. I hadn't decided yet. I don't know. We'll see. All right, now this is the easy part. If you remember in the tape serape, where we used tape for our lines, we went dark to light. That way when we pulled off the other piece of tape and you went over with the lighter color over the dark, it wouldn't change it or show up. It's not that big a deal. On this one, we're gonna do the opposite because we're gonna lay down our light base and then stripe with our dark base. So basically, I've got a yellow mixture in here and you just, as it turns, just go around it. Get a little, you wanna be a little careful here. But listen, this is a different type, so it doesn't even really matter. Just go around it, get your little thing going, color it all in. It's just like a coloring book, like when you're a kid. And you can take your time, be easy on this edge if you want to do that first. If you're like one of those people like when I color a coloring book, I kind of do an outline first, and then I fill in the blanks, like, you know. But look how bright that is, wow. That's just like pinata yellow, and I put a little lemonade in it. So literally just lay down your yellow base color, and we'll come back and we're gonna add some orange. So I lied, that's not gonna be orange, it's gonna be green. And also, since I have this yellow, I added a drop. Remember this one down here is kind of yellow. So we got green, blue, orange, reddy, flamingo-y, whatever. But this one, I added a little bit of orange to this. Oh gosh, I forgot to put my lid on. You know, if I hadn't told y'all 1,000 times about putting your lid on so you don't spill stuff. Give it a good shake. Mix it, and then, you know, I always cover the tip, the little hole there. There's a pro tip for you too. So if you notice it's kind of orangey, I added just a little bit orange to that mixture, and then we're just gonna color this one in too. While we got the yellow, why clean our brush out unnecessary number of times if you don't have to? So literally, look, you see the difference in the color? Look at that, isn't that beautiful? So literally, we're gonna just take this, work it all around just like we did the yellow, then we'll go back and do something else. I hadn't decided if I'm gonna go for the orange first or the green. I may do the orange since like this, literally, I don't have to clean it out. I'll dump it and I'll put the orange Valencia in it and try to work smarter in your colors so you don't have to clean it out so much. It'll save you a ton of time. I like stuff that's not so neat and beautifully like manicured, like it just came from the beauty shop. I want it to be more realistic and just have character and just something, you know, just be cool, you know? Okay, I literally talked through the whole thing, so I'm done with that. I'm gonna put some orange in it and then we'll be right back. Before we start there, I wanna give you a pro tip about cleaning this mug out. And literally, I'm not gonna do a full clean out on this since I'm going from that orangey yellow to a straight up orange. It really doesn't matter, but I still like to dump it, give it a little swirly out. And if, since I have you down here, I'm gonna go ahead and cover this. If you were switching colors, what you would do is you'd grab your little alcohol squirt bottle and turn it sideways, spray it, and then while you're spraying. And then also, when you got that good, you spray it in there. You wanna grab your old brush, a crappy brush that you don't care about, but one that doesn't have paint and stuff caked up on it, because you want it to be clean. You don't want any dirt and contaminants going into your channel down there to blow and get clogged up in here. It's a very delicate, very tiny, so the less things you get clogged up in there, the more better. More better? Yeah, sure, whatever. But literally, I just wanna point you in that direction for how to clean out your airbrush. And if you want to know more about airbrushing and how to do all the steps, process, set it up, air compressor, regulator, all that good stuff, I got a playlist right here. This is what it looks like. I'll have a link in the description for you to check out after this video if you're interested in that. So airbrushing rocks. If you don't have one, you gotta have one or else you won't be cool. All right, now here's where you're gonna put your little stripage. If you remember, it goes from like the darker color starts thicker up here and works its way down skinny, just somewhere along those lines. I don't know how many lines you want to put. I'm just going to start up top. Listen, I don't have too much of a plan here, but you also want to reference your little picture there. So, but listen, this is our interpretation. It's just a representation of the serape. Literally, it'll be cool whatever you do. So all I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and start up top. I want the top one to be wide, but just don't go crazy. Remember, you can go around more than once. So just hold it steady, somewhere around there, no big deal. Work it all the way around. Try not to go cross-eyed. I believe we made it all the way around. Let's go again. We're back around again. Literally, just try not to spray over here like I just did. Just take your time. Listen, the main thing, don't get in a rush, get your lighting right, get your hands steady, and go from there. There we go. Line number one. I feel like that looks good. Can you see that? So this next line, the yellowish line, is skinnier. So just do it again. Adjust as you go. It's not anything that's gonna be detrimental if you mess up and get your lines too far apart or whatever, but literally that's the whole reason for going slow all the way around. Look, I already made it all the way around one time. Wow. That one really felt like it went a lot faster. I guess we're towards the skinny end of the cup, but I'm going around again. Why not? Dude, that is a nice line. Woo-wee. All right, let's just go ahead on. We're moving on to the next one. This is literally all it is. So I'm gonna get, maybe around here. I need to rest my hand a little bit. Holy moly. Get a little pump spray out. And like somebody might ask, how much alcohol ink do you put in your cup? I'm like, I don't know, but I put enough to make sure that while I'm going around and I'm in the groove, I'm not gonna have to stop. You know what I'm saying? I don't wanna have to refill my cup, it run out mid-turn here, and I'll be like, oh crap, you know? So just put enough. You can always take that little cap off of your alcohol ink thingy and pour it back in. I know people said you can't, but you can. I've done it tons of times. I've already been around twice, boom. That is looking insane. Hold on, I gotta bring you up closer. You've got to take a peek at this. Look at that, how? Like that is legit. Look at the serape. Look at the serape tumbler. Woo, that is exciting. I'm trying to get a little thinner. I don't know how far I'll go down. Literally the thing goes all the way down, but I might not. I might leave this like that. Who knows? Like I said, just your personal interpretation. Don't let anybody else tell you how to do your tumblers. You just do your thing, you understand? Okay. All right, now me being the way I am, of course, I did finish this. I got real close, just really close and pull it back ever so slightly. Just ease your way into it. But what I was saying is, me being the way I am, I wanted this a little darker, and I thought, hey, why don't I experiment? Which, while you're doing a project to show people how to do it, why don't you just experiment? And trying to see how heavy I get, how close. I did a little boo-boo there, no big deal. I just went over it again and again, just to darken it up. Just see how far I can push it, just so I can tell you guys, and show you guys what it looks like if you run it or if you do whatever. And literally, I just like to experiment. I can't help myself. What do you expect from me? That's how you get all these crazy, weird ideas. But literally, if I wanted to, and I wouldn't be against it, get closer and kind of do what you would call like a little bit of a blowout. Like if you're too close and you got too much paint, just barely, where it creates an extra line within the line, which except for that spot, that's not that good. But inside there, you see it looks like another line, and that just adds one more layer to it. But like you can get as extra as you want. I was just experimenting on that one while it was turning. I finished this little guy here and I'm like, hey, what would it look like if I did this one darker? And that's what you get. You get that, it looks like that. So now we're gonna do top layer, top line, it's not a number, of botanical. Of course, we're gonna go around a few times. I want this pretty dark. Take your time, don't get in a rush. Don't pull back too much. Literally, you can go around as many times as you want, but if you pull back too much, you'll get that right there, which is okay, if that's what you're going for. Literally, neither one is wrong. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you got close and did more like of a blowout, let's see, I don't know, I might try it right here, let's see. Wait, blow it. Yeah, there we go, we're moving. So let me get waxy, here we go. So easy to get cross-eyed. I'm having a hard time making this one blow out. Let's pull back a little more. Come on, get crazy with it, man. Pull back. There we go. The only thing about that is you gotta be consistent. Look at that blowout right there. You see it? Now I'm booking it. Now see, that could be something you could really work with if you wanted that look. To me, I don't know, that looks pretty awesome. Look at that, I like that. Like I said, if you blow out, just go with it. Just keep going, be consistent. So next I'm gonna do another line right here. I'm just gonna go really close. I'm gonna pretend that this color right here is the next color, I don't care. I'm just gonna do this one a little darker. And of course, you know, this green line is another wider line. So you're gonna have to, like, I'm gonna probably go right beside it and make it thicker, but I'm gonna go around a bunch of times on this one because I want it to be dark. Look at that tiny little yellow line I just happened to make just by doing that. I like that, that's cool. Pull back on that mode, don't be scared. My hand is cramping. All right. Sheesh, that is looking sick. All right, I'm gonna do a few more of these. I'm gonna bring you a little closer here in a minute. And like, oh, this that's going on right here, oh my gosh, it's insane. I love it, so stinking awesome. You know what, I'm just gonna do a bigger one right here. I don't even care if it's like, you know, you're supposed to go fade down, but literally, this is your serape. You stitch this thing the way you want to, you know? All right, now that we got the green and the orange done, now it's time to, you guessed it, lay in the blue. And remember, try not to go over, try to be careful. It doesn't matter that much. Like literally, these two colors are pretty dark. You don't have to be too careful. Well, I say too careful because I'm usually pretty careful anyway. You want to be as careful as possible. If you're not that comfortable doing this, take your time. Just short strokes, blow my paper off. Work your way closer, then fill in the middle like this. You can stop it. It doesn't have to be turning to do this if you feel more comfortable with it stopped. But I like this. Oh, went over a little bit, but it's not that big a deal. You're literally gonna have some dark blue going right here up against the edge anyway. We're gonna use indigo for that, and we'll put it in the airbrush, finish this up, and we'll be right back. Okay, we are moving right along. This is looking fantastic. I'm loving this, the different look that it's just given. And I've got like an indigo blue. I put a little bit of stone wash and some of this color, I left it in there. So, you know, dirty mix and stuff. But literally, I'm loving this. Just keep on moving. So we're gonna start it with the dark color here. Wait a minute, you're going the wrong way. I like it to go this way, to be honest with you. I don't know, you do which way you want. I don't know, it just makes sense to me. Okay, now let's start right here. There we go. It's kind of hard to see there for a second. And don't worry, if you don't get it right the first time, that's why we go lightly and we just barely pull it back and we can start over, readjust, reposition ourselves. Okay, hang on, I'm gonna bring the light down just a little bit so I can see a little better. feel like that may be beneficial. All right, so I know you're gonna see a little bit of shadow right here from my hand and airbrush, but listen, I gotta see. And I wanna get you guys to see as well. There we go, now you can see what we're cooking. I'm a little close for this, to be honest with you. This is like one of the lines you do at the end. That's all right. Listen, you see how much time I'm taking. I'm stopping, starting. You don't feel like you have to do it all in one swoop and, hold on. This is very important. A lot of people, when they get nervous and they're airbrushing, they're really trying to concentrate, they forget to breathe. And then you get really wobbly. So take a break, breathe. You have to breathe, you wanna live. You wanna be like, here lies so-and-so, didn't breathe when they were making their tumbler, and away they go. I'm gonna do this a little thicker and we'll move on to the next couple lines. I don't wanna bore you to death, let's keep moving. All right, we're having fun. We're just experimenting, but listen, literally, you know what time it is. It's time for this guy, Flamingo. I've got my airbrush loaded up with Flamingo, and I'm just gonna color it in like the rest of it. Oh, it's kind of pretty. I'm not gonna lie. Flamingo, you're not such a bad guy, are you? Throw you some Mingo emojis in the comments if you're able to. But literally, if you love the Flamingo color, it's not that bad. It's pretty nice. I prefer the raspberry, you know, it's a little more bold. And listen, so Flamingo is so light and so thin that you really gotta be careful. Take your time to build it up, because look, I'm gonna do one right here. I'm just gonna do it just to show you, just to prove a point. See how it blows out? Like it puddles up really easily. See how if you get too close and stripe it, it can blow out, but just take it nice and easy. Try to keep it even. See, when you do too much, I'm trying to mess up to show you guys on purpose, but you know, but literally, just take your time. Lay it on real nice and even. Don't pull back like crazy. And you also want to keep conscious of your other colors. You don't want to overspray on. All right, the last color here is the red. We're just going to take our time, and I'm really cramped up here because I'm really close to the camera. I mean, I imagine I can move it back, but whatever. Take your time, go around just like the rest of it. Listen, you've seen this before, but literally, I want to tell you this real quick. I'm going to try some different stuff. I might take my air pressure and jack it up and put it on the black parts, really close with my needle, really close to it, to see if I can blow it out and show some white in the middle of the black. I think that'd be a really trick. And if you remember on the other serape, it has that little section of white in the middle. I feel like it'll help it to look kind of brush strokey, or give it that serape effect with in the middle of the black with the white. And literally, I'll show you guys this before I do it, because if it screws up and it doesn't look right, at least you'll know what this looks like. Okay, so just keep going, do the red. I'll see you in a second. All right, why don't you take a good look at this? Some pretty cool things going on. And of course you can work it over more and more. You can do like this right here. I really like the strokey blowout look. And really, if I had my preference, I would do that on all of them, and maybe even switch up colors maybe a little more. Maybe mix yellow and green on those stripes, blow those in a little more, and like, that's kind of like as easy as you can do. As I progress, you'll notice I got a little more experimental, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. And then that leads up to what I'm about to do. I'm either gonna mess this thing up really good, or it's gonna look awesome. Now what I've got is I've got some black, and I put a little bit of alcohol and turn my air pressure up just a little bit. My idea is for these three right here to blow it out really close and create like a, almost like this area right here, like a little blowout. Maybe it'll go back to white in the middle, I don't know. Just an experiment. Oh, I'm gonna do the bottom purple, and where I sign it in gold, that'd be cool. So let's go. All right, like I said, airbrush is black, super thin, and we're just gonna drill it into this mug right here. You really gotta be able to see. And we're just gonna pull back and try to get a little blowout action. See if we can make something happen. There we go, it's working a little bit. I think I'm gonna have to blow out even more than that. I see a little ribbon of line. I think we're gonna have to get braver, pull back even more. The next idea is to just use pure alcohol in the airbrush to see if it'll create that reaction I want. I made a nice, super crisp black line, I will tell you that. But it did not blow out like I was really shooting for. I believe, against your better judgment, because I know a lot of you are screaming at me right now, like, what are you doing? It looks perfect, leave it alone. I can't. For the sake of experimentation and learning, I have to show you guys the limits. I gotta push it. I am pulling this mug back. Oh, I'm so scared to pull it back even more. Pull it. Don't be scared, just do it. It's literally not blowing out. Any other time, of course it would. Ooh, that is a nice sharp line though. Hey, here's what you do, ladies and gentlemen. I turned the air up a little bit. I put a little alcohol in here. Wow, that is such a crisp line. Wow, it didn't do the blowout, but the crisp line, oh, I love that. That is such a crisp line. Get that light over here, man. That is a crisp line right there. But wow, holy cow, sheesh. I love that. That turned out insanely good. Like I thought it would be pretty good, but listen, the real magic, in my opinion, happened towards the end there when I was really trying to blow out that black. That was when it was so exciting and so fun and so freeing. Like now, it's beautiful and I don't want to mess it up, but I kind of want to take and do that same technique I did with the black. Like I almost want to go back with the dark colors and do the same things in those areas just to see what happens, because I feel like it makes the black so much more interesting and give it a lot more of the multiple line serape looking. To be honest, this was much more fun to me, especially at the end when I really started experimenting with that black and cranking it out and just exciting things were happening. I'm not a huge fan of tape and stuff. It's time consuming. I much more enjoy free-handed and just being creative and free, you know what I mean? If you're interested whatsoever in airbrush, I've got links in the description to an airbrush, like a real economical one. It won't kill your budget to just test it out. Like a little $30 cheapy airbrush that will work and do the trick. Also, alcohol inks, everything you need, even a discount code for Steel Magnolia tumblers and Alumilite epoxy. All that is beautiful and awesome. But listen. If you don't feel comfortable using an airbrush free-handed, check out this video right here where I use tape and sequentially mask with almost the exact same look. Thanks for watching and God bless.